The chief correspondent is back, which means breaking news. What have you got?
The FIFA Disciplinary Committee has officially sanctioned South Africa's national team, Bafana Bafana, after it was discovered that they fielded an ineligible player, Teboho Mokoena, in their recent fixture against Lesotho. The ruling has dealt a severe blow to South Africa's campaign, as FIFA declared that the match has been forfeited by Bafana Bafana, handing Lesotho a 3-0 victory regardless of the actual result on the pitch. This development has sent shockwaves through African football, as it not only punishes South Africa for a critical administrative and regulatory lapse but also reshapes the complexion of the qualification standings in which both nations are competing. The case revolves around Teboho Mokoena, one of South Africa's most important midfielders, who was deemed ineligible to feature in the match. FIFA's disciplinary framework is very clear about the consequences of playing a player who is suspended, improperly registered, or otherwise disqualified from participation. The regulations are designed to uphold the integrity of international football competitions and to ensure that all teams are treated fairly under the same rules. By fielding Mokoena, South Africa breached these rules, and FIFA acted swiftly by applying the automatic sanction of a forfeit. This means that regardless of what unfolded during the match itself, the result now reads as a 3-0 win in favor of Lesotho. For South Africa, the repercussions go beyond the immediate loss of points. The country has prided itself on being a disciplined and organized footballing nation since its return to international football in the early 1990s. This incident tarnishes that image and raises serious questions about the administrative competence within the South African Football Association SAFA. How such an oversight could occur at this level is baffling to fans and pundits alike. Was there a failure in communication between the coaching staff and the federation, or was it a lack of diligence in verifying the eligibility status of players before the squad was finalized? Whatever the reason, the consequences are now clear, and South Africa's hopes in the ongoing campaign have taken a major hit. Teboho Mokoena himself is an unfortunate figure in this saga. Known for his consistency, work rate, and tactical intelligence, Mokoena has become a cornerstone of the Bafana Bafana midfield in recent years. However, eligibility rules are non-negotiable, and regardless of his importance to the team, his participation was unlawful in this context. It is not yet clear whether Mokoena or his club was aware of his ineligibility prior to the match. FIFA's disciplinary ruling has not suggested any personal wrongdoing by the player himself but has squarely placed the responsibility on the South African Federation for failing to adhere to the regulations. For Lesotho, the ruling is a significant boost. The Crocodiles, as they are known, have long been considered underdogs in Southern African football, often struggling to compete with larger and more established footballing nations like South Africa. To be awarded a 3-0 victory by FIFA changes the complexion of their campaign and provides them with a precious advantage in the qualification race. While some critics argue that victories awarded off the field do not carry the same legitimacy as those earned on it, for Lesotho this decision is a timely gift that could improve their standing in the group and boost their confidence heading into subsequent fixtures. The decision also underlines FIFA's uncompromising stance when it comes to the enforcement of rules. Over the years, FIFA has sanctioned multiple national teams and clubs across the globe for similar infractions. Ineligibility cases have been seen in both World Cup qualifiers and continental competitions, with teams forfeiting matches even after they had won convincingly on the pitch. The underlying principle is that sporting integrity cannot be compromised, and administrative negligence cannot be allowed to distort fair competition. In this sense, the South Africa, Lesotho case is another reminder to all football associations that meticulous attention to eligibility and registration procedures is not optional but essential. The broader implications for Bafana Bafana are troubling. The forfeited match could prove costly in terms of qualification ambitions. Every point matters in a competitive group stage, and losing points off the field due to a technicality is far more damaging than a defeat suffered on the pitch. Morale within the squad may also take a hit, as players who battled hard during the game will feel that their efforts have been rendered meaningless by a preventable administrative error. Fans, too, are likely to express frustration, as their loyalty and passion for the team are undermined when the federation fails to handle basic procedural requirements correctly. This situation may also force SAFA into conducting an internal review of its procedures. Accountability will be demanded by supporters and the media, as someone within the administrative structure must answer for how Mokoena's ineligibility was overlooked. Similar incidents in the past with other national teams have led to resignations or significant shakeups in football federations, and it remains to be seen whether South Africa will experience a comparable fallout. What is clear, however, is that steps must be taken to ensure that such mistakes are not repeated in the future. From a legal and governance perspective, FIFA's ruling is final, and South Africa has limited grounds for appeal. The regulations are unambiguous, and the punishment of a 3-0 forfeiture is automatic in cases of ineligibility. Any attempt by SAFA to challenge the decision would likely be futile, as precedent overwhelmingly supports FIFA's stance. The best that South Africa can do at this stage is to regroup, learn from the mistake, and focus on salvaging their campaign in the remaining fixtures. In the grand scheme of African football, the incident serves as a cautionary tale. Smaller nations like Lesotho will welcome the ruling as evidence that the playing field is leveled not only on the pitch but also in the boardroom. For larger football associations, the message is clear: administrative errors will not be tolerated, and the consequences can be as damaging as any defeat against a rival. Ultimately, the sanction against Bafana Bafana is a sobering reminder of the importance of professionalism, attention to detail, and accountability in international football. On the pitch, South Africa has the talent and potential to compete with the best, but off the pitch, this episode demonstrates that lapses in management can undo the hard work of players and coaches. As the dust settles on FIFA's ruling, the real challenge for South African football lies in restoring credibility, ensuring compliance with global regulations, and preventing such costly mistakes from haunting the nation's footballing aspirations again.